Hello and welcome to Meditation Station, a restful stop in your daily journey. My name is Robert Willhite, and I'm a certified hypnotherapist, HMI graduate, and instructor of meditation. On this show, we hope to help you discover the wonderful benefits of meditation. When we start meditating, many people think that it's all about a religious practice or about some sort of altered state, which it is an altered state, but the actual technique of meditation is more about training your mind, more about training your brain through repetition to achieve a state that you can return to time and time again. One of the most difficult things about meditation, particularly for beginners, is what happens with the mind. So we talk about wanting to achieve a state of peaceful mind or a calm mind. And what happens most of the time when people begin is as soon as everything becomes quiet, the mind becomes louder. So as the body relaxes, the mind says, I'm bored, let's go here. Let's think about shopping, let's think about what I have to do after this. And it increases the stress. Through meditation, we learn how to move beyond that. We learn how to use our physiology and how to trigger our physiology through a series of techniques. Probably the most simple way to begin is with the breath. The breath is always with us. It's said, the first thing we do when we're born is inhale. The last thing we do when we die is exhale. And everything in between is breath after breath after breath. You don't have to buy a breath. To focus on the breath doesn't require any special equipment. It is always with you. It is always free. And it's always here. In hypnotherapy, we learn all about stress and anxiety. And we learn all about the primitive brain and all of the functions and the release of chemicals that cause all of that anxiety and stress to come up. And we also learn about the parasympathetic nervous system. So I'll give you a very simple example of the breath. A long exhale will have an immediate effect of stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, which will then release a different set of chemicals. You know, when you are stressed and anxious, an interesting thing happens in the hippocampus region of the brain. As soon as that anxiety raises, you no longer can form new memories. So you get stuck in a loop of anxiety. So anything that comes in while you're in that anxious state is very difficult to remember. As soon as the parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, then everything opens up. You're able to form new memories, which is one of the reasons why hypnosis works, because we can go into a very calm and relaxed state. Those suggestions go right in and they form exactly what we want them to form in the unconscious. So let's try something. What I'd like you to do is take a deep breath in through your nostrils, hold it for a moment, and then let it out as if you were settling back, and feel, if you can feel that chemical change coming down. Sometimes it feels like a wash of chemicals coming down over you from the top of your head downward. If you do that 7 times, you will immediately be in a very calm, relaxed state. And it's pure physiology. It has nothing to do with the mind per se. It is absolute physiology. If you add to that calming thoughts, relaxing, being conscious of it, it will even enhance it even further. So, when we meditate in this state of calm relaxation, we allow ourselves to form new neural pathways, which is essential for any change in behavior, any change in state. Once you're relaxed, you create those new memories. You can rewire the neural pathways. That state then becomes more of your base state. If you look at animals, most animals, except for some dogs, you'll find that most animals' natural state is calm and relaxed. They only achieve a heightened state of agitation or anxiety when there's danger. If you look at humans, how many of us are sitting around like this all the time? Right? Just very relaxed, very calm. No, we have this incredible prefrontal cortex that has all of this information going on. It's doing all of this processing, constantly determining what belongs where, what do I move towards, what do I move away from. It's this whole sort of maelstrom between the primitive mind and the conscious mind, the prefrontal cortex, to maintain balance, to maintain equilibrium, to avoid danger and approach pleasure. When we meditate and we achieve a different state as a base, we have the opportunity to return back to a more calm, relaxed, natural state. When you're in that calm, relaxed, natural state, you become more aware of the subtleties of yourself, your own thoughts, life around you. When you have that awareness, when you have that sensitivity, something else emerges. And perhaps there's wisdom that comes from that, and maybe even happiness when you realize at some point that your state is not dependent on what's happening outside. When you have a practice that allows you to engage in the mindfulness and bring the state that you desire, then you have that with you wherever you go. And perhaps you realize that the state you want is always within you. It's underneath what you're thinking. So the breath. The breath is something to be very aware of. And how many people are really aware of their bodily functions? Meditation, much like hypnosis, brings you into your body. It brings you into a direct contact with your body, how you feel, how you operate. We very rarely think of the breath because we do it all of the time. It is automatic. The only time we're aware of it is either when we're out of breath, when we are feeling suffocated, or when there's some sort of anxiety that's causing a change in the breath. So just for a moment, just think about your breath. Just feel the air as it moves in, past your nose. And when we do this meditation, we're going to define the beginning of the breath, the middle of the breath, and the end of the breath. Each inhale will have a beginning, middle, and end, and each exhale will have a beginning, middle, and end. So just for a moment, become aware of your breath. See where you're breathing, where your natural breath is. You don't want to force it. You don't want to deliberately breathe deep or deliberately try to relax. In meditation, you want to be where you are. To set a goal or set an agenda, per se, in meditation is sort of counterproductive because it brings your mind into play about what state you think you should be in, what you think you should be achieving in meditation. So you just want to be aware of where you are. Awareness at the most sensitive, subtle level. So for a moment, just breathe again. Just feel what the breath feels like. Become aware of the rising and falling of your chest. or the expansion of your belly if you're breathing down to there. Get to know your breath, because this is what will guide you. This will always be an anchor for you to be able to return to the breath. Good. So stay tuned. We're going to take a short break. And when we return, you're going to have the opportunity to experience meditation firsthand as I guide you on a journey. During the break, you may want to get your pillow, mat, or whatever you need to sit comfortably. Okay, see you soon. Hello and welcome to Meditation Station, a restful stop in your daily journey. My name is Robert Willhite, and I'm a certified hypnotherapist, HMI graduate, and instructor of meditation. On this show, to achieve a state that you can return to time and time again. One of the most difficult things about meditation, particularly for beginners, is about some sort of altered state, which it is an altered state, but the actual technique of meditation is more about training your mind, more about training your brain through repetition. We hope to help you discover the wonderful benefits of meditation. When we start meditating, many people think that it's all about a religious practice or